Okay, everyone, let's see if we can actually finish this up tonight. Oh, fuck. Damn it. No. Come on. Nope. Let's go ahead and do this the other way. Damn. Great start. So that should be the most recent save for the good ending we got going so far. What I'm hoping is that maybe there's like another option that happens so that we'll be able to trigger the bad ending, like the good and bad endings, without me having to play through the entirety of this area. But we will see. Nope, the mansion's out of the way. Banshee climbs into the back seat of the car. His heavy scent fills the enclosed space. I can finally catch my breath. Now then, driver, take me to the forest of H Castle. I drive down the familiar road. All lights along the way are strangely green. We reach our destination without me having to slow down the car once. The engine chugs along. I feel the wheels of fate turning like those on the car I'm riding in. 10 days ago, I promised, in exchange for you buying me an extra order of almond jelly, if you'd ever forget anything, I take you to H Shrine. Sounds like I prepared for everything. But if I was that careful, why didn't I leave myself a clue? Why prepare if I was just going to forget? Did the curse progress faster than expected, so there wasn't time? Or did someone get rid of it? But if I had business at H Shrine, why didn't I go there while I still had my memories? Something about timing. Waiting for some magic summer cleansing to clear away impurity. Suddenly, my old self echoes in my head. Speak the words out loud, slowly, as a realization dawns. The summer purification rites. They're rites held at shrines to exorcise evil. On that day of June, you pass through woven reeds to cleanse yourself. I was trying to use that ritual to exorcise the impurity. Ah, gotcha. Luckily, today's the first day of July, so the rites are whatever done. Shouldn't be a problem now. Exorcise the impurity, huh? What kind of impurity was I trying to cleanse? The more I learn, the less I understand. My previous self is like a complete stranger to me. How many times have I come to this forest now? The creepy arch and thick trees look the same as always. You know where H Shrine is, yeah? Lead the way. You've never been there? First I heard of it was 10 days ago. Oh, well, shit, I guess I don't need to actually walk there. Banshee and I push through the vegetation and make our way down the best beast trail. We pass under the stone torii gate. And finally arrive at the at the desolate H Shrine. The few headless Buddha statues that are left shine in the light of the flashlight. So, the statues used in the project were stolen from here? Yeah, that's right. Is it really true that the statues are connected to the mark somehow? I've considered the possibility that the mark may be caused by their divine wrath, but 10 days ago. You said what happened 50 years ago wasn't because of the project. It was because of her. This curse I've been following this whole time. Then, at some point, I had to have been fed some huge lie, but what could it be? A shudder runs through me at the thought. It feels like I'm looking into the depths of hell. You said 10 days ago that the altar holds something important. Something about needing to keep it here to exorcise the impurity. He approaches the small altar and puts his hand on the sliding door. Huh? What's going on here? The thing's empty. Don't ask me. It was already gone when I was here earlier. Well, that's darn weird. You said there was a cloth pouch. What was inside? A small fist-sized statue, a ninjibutsu or something. It was the Go Shintai from the shrine. The Kojo had used it in the shelter to stop the mess 50 years ago. And again, it's the Kojo family. They must have strong ties to the mark. Well, this is about all I can do for you. At least it was enough to pay off the dessert. We should head back, son. Right. I'm still unsure about what my old self was thinking, but it's clear whatever plan I had didn't work. Where did the ninjibutsu go? On the way back, I feel reluctant to go. I keep trying to look toward the shrine. Each time I do, Banshee hurries me on to the forest entrance. Well, this is where we part ways. You're not going back with me? I'm going to be honest with you. I got a bit car sick on the way here. Flat roads were fine, but the curves and the hills did me in. I just got a nice meal, and I'd hate to throw it up, so I'll walk back. But it's pretty far from here. Kids are such wimps these days. When I was young, I used to walk across the Himalayas all the time. This ain't nothing. His laugh is loud enough for the whole forest to hear. He waves and leaves me alone. Once he heads out of sight, I get into the car. I pull out of the deserted parking lot and drive back to the mansion. As I count the streetlights passing by, I go over everything Banshee told me. 50 years ago in the shelter, the cannon soldier went berserk, but it wasn't because of the army experiment, it was her. The army was unable to stand up to the threat of her and the soldiers, but the Kojo family had used the ninjibutsu to settle everything. However, she still exists in this time period. She was the one who gave me my mark. Before I lost my memories, I was planning on using the ninjibutsu like they did before. I left it at the H shrine so it could be cleansed of its impurity. But somewhere along the line, it went missing. The past me probably couldn't have predicted that would happen. I'm almost back to Kaijo Mansion. As my drive comes to an end, I focus on what's the most important detail is. That's right, who she is. I have a hunch about her identity, but I can't be sure yet. And that definitely proves that she was there. 50 years ago, she made the cannon soldier move down in the shelter. The Kaijo family had sealed her. They would have brought her to the mansion. Sacred object for the project, of which she was one, were returned to the two Kojos. I gripped the steering wheel tighter. If there was any way to defeat her, it just has to be in the mansion. I don't have solid proof, but the fragments of my memories are whispering to me. The entrance doesn't look any different. My mark burns. A sharp pain nearly brings me to my knees. It seems she has no intention of hiding her presence any longer. New info has been added to the spirit file in pursuit of the truth. Think I fucking called it! Mary's voice is soft. I know now. Behind those words is hidden an intense lust for blood. You came back to life rather quickly. You gave me nearly a whole day, more than enough time. I'll admit that Rabbit's attack surprised me. But unexpected events can themselves be rather enjoyable. When I had brought Mary to H Shrine, we caught sight of the rabbit there. It might have suspected Mary's true nature. That rabbit. Its great love for you pushed it into recklessness. What was that rabbit really? Determine that for yourself. Who are you? Know that the answer will come, though it's impossible so long as you bear the mark I gave you. Mary gave me the mark. I had a hunch, but hearing it from her lips fills me with dread. Just what are you trying to accomplish? Dragging the living to the depths of despair before killing them. I believe I explained that is a spirit's utmost desire and joy. And I had your cooperation with achieving that. Cooperate? That's ridiculous. Oh, have you not realized yet? You did bring those pathetic mark bearers directly to the spirits, did you not? They feared the spirit's existence, trembled in the face of death. I savored the taste of that fear and despair most delicious. You had all of us help out. Just to terrify the mark bearers even more? Clearly. I could have waited for the curse to complete if I only wanted them dead. That is not the only lie. Mark bearers must stay in small groups. Do not contact outsiders. All my instructions were to drive you into a state of emergency. And not once did you doubt me. Bitch. I bet she's telling me all this because she wants me terrified and how hopeless the situation I find myself in. I'm frozen in place, and I know my face must be as pale as death. She must be loving this. Don't tell me you created all of those spirits just to accomplish this. Indeed. When Lady Christie believed divine wrath was the cause of the mark, I had never been more amused. Her foolishness was so delightful, it had to come along with you. So you lied. Of course. How could a pile of broken statues possibly do anything? I could be imagining it, but I feel like she hesitated for a moment there. 50 years ago, I was sealed away by the head of the Kojo family. I awoke here 5 years ago. At the time, I was still unable to speak and communicate, but it seems my awakening alone caused a number of ripples. Those who died unfortunate deaths on cursed land become monstrous spirits. The H elementary abuse, the honey bee mass suicide, Psycho's assault and suicide, they all happened 5 years ago. I finally regained my full power a little over a month ago. Then the Buddha statue connected to me 50 years ago began moving. The woman killed by the statue was also influenced by my power. That must be the cannon soldier in Zukawa. Zukawa believed it was divine oracle from the soldier when it really had been Mary. She did as the Great Asura said and transformed herself into Miss Zoo. Once my strength returned, I again bestowed my power on spirits. It connects humans to me and manipulates them into a panic. The mark? I know you've been toying with us, but, well, was there really a need to make us be connected to you in some way? Of course. By being in direct contact with you, I could taste your fear. Even now. Are you scared of me, Lord Yoshiki? So, you were terrified to the extent that it steals your speech. Her porcelain face cracks. Ever since you declared that you would fight the mark, I have waited eagerly for this day. Over the past 10 days, I have tasted your fear through the mark. Thick and syrupy, as sweet as honey. Each savory morsel made me want to smash you to pieces. But I waited. I am not so foolish as to kill a goose that lays golden eggs. But I cannot take it anymore. Like crushing a ripe... I'm trying to figure out what these letters could be spelling. And a ripe fruit and sipping its juices. I want to break you down and savor your sweet fear. The mark has dyed a deep crimson. A few minutes left until death closes in. My thoughts blurred together suddenly. What happened to the mark bearer right before dawn? I've seen it many times. Is that what happens to me now? Lord Yoshiki, wait for me. I'll kill. I can hear Mary stand up over by the sofa. At this rate, the rabbit's fate will be mine too. I have to run away. Check within the red in my room. Something whispers in my ear. That's right, that voice. But what does my room mean? Focus. Where does the voice belong to? Suko, you said it was someone who loved me. Mary's coming closer. Where should I run? I sprint at full speed up the stairs and fly into MK's room. Much like the entrance hall, it's dark. The voice said, check within the red in my room. Something there. Desk, bed, carpet. I search everywhere, but I can't find anything. Okay, I assumed that I was... So am I dead now? Yep, I'm fucking dead. My mark starts burning painfully. I blank out. Lord Yashiki, so this is where you've been. Mary's here. I need to close the door. I found you. Mary closes her hands around my neck. She kill me. Okay, see, I thought the reveal was that was going to be my room, and that's what I meant by go to my room. I sprint at full speed up the stairs and fly into my own room. Much like the entrance hall, it's dark. The voice said, check within the red of my room. Something... Wait, is the voice not his voice? Is that Seiya's voice? Something there. Desk, bed, carpet. Search everywhere, but I can't find anything. But I thought the voice they said was his past self. Sprint full speed up the stairs and fly into Seiya's room. Much like the entrance hall, it's dark. The voice said, check within the red in my room. Something there. But where should I look? Seiya Kojo's bloodstain's still on the floor. It's obviously dry, but at this point in time. There might be something lying on top of it. I can't be sure, it's too dark. Nothing was there the last time I was here. Picking it up, I discover it's a small pouch. Inside, it is a hard, thin object. I move over to the moonlight to see it better. It's a small Buddha statue. Can't be. This is a Nenji Butsu. It seems to be stained with blood, and I get the ominous feeling from it. The impurity, it hasn't been exorcised yet. I instinctively know the instant I see it. My mind is suddenly flooded with all of my memories of the Nenji Butsu one day before. 50 years ago, the head of the Kojo family used this to steal Mary's power. He put the Nenji Butsu inside her to seal her. Then, about a month ago, someone took it out. That person was me. But why? Because of that, Mary regained her powers. The Nenji Butsu in my hand looks exactly as it did back then, full of impurity. Impurity that builds up from sealing Mary's power for 50 years. Oh, so was I supposed to dig her up, take the thing out, purify it, and put it back? To cleanse it, I left the Nenji Butsu at the uncontaminated 8 shrine. It would take time to exorcise all of the impurity. It's already July, the summer purification rite is over. So why is it still impure? The object the rabbit had in its mouth. Could have been carrying the pouch then instead of the master key. Then the Nenji Butsu was taken away from the 8th shrine before the beginning of July. Maybe the rabbit saw Mary by the shrine and was scared that she would find it. So it had no choice but to steal it away. The door to the adjacent room opens. Mary must be looking for me. but she can sense the presence of the mark bearers. What's going on? Wait, is it possible that Saya's blood is protecting me? Bring it to where I met my end. The voice whispers in my ear again. If this isn't where the voice owner died, they must have met their end elsewhere. There's only one other place. While Mary's in the room next door, I sprint down to the entrance hall. I make a beeline to Mary's sofa and the spot where the rabbit died. I feel like this should have been a decision I had to make. The voice then spoke to me and helped me every time the spirit was closing in. Say I was working through anything, it must have been that rabbit. Sensing something, I looked down at my hand. The ninjutsu's impurity is gone. Is this what you've been telling me, Saya? I speak to the departed woman who guided me as I struggled without memories. Put the ninjutsu, the source of the doll's curse. Press it into the black mark. Then the whisper stops. Floorboards creak ominously. I raise my head to the staircase rising into the darkness before me. A dark figure stands on the landing. I found you. The mark scorches me. My head goes blank. Mary's coming closer. My body won't listen to me. Lord Yoshiki. Mary closes her hands around my neck. She's trying to kill me. I'm assuming they mean the black mark that's on her right arm. I squeeze the ninjutsu, and the fog that's impeding my thoughts lift. It's still a struggle to think. I should be able to move my arm now. Put the ninjutsu on the source of the curse. I only have one chance. Where should I stick the ninjutsu? Managed to drag the impossibly heavy arm, stick the ninjutsu on Mary's right arm. She's hiding it. But I'm sure that's where the black mark was. Marks bloom on Mary one after another. They're all the color of blood. It's like they're a curse of those... It's like they're the curses of those she killed. So is that the good option? Like, is there... I hit her in the wrong spot and then I get a different ending? Mary shatters into dust. Did I really do it? I hesitantly look down at my right arm. Okay, just a game over. The mark is gone. I did it. I finally did it. I have to say it out loud to convince myself. A victory at the expense of Saya's life. I can't claim it's completely over, but there's no harm being relieved for now. The fog clouding my head clears away. My memories slowly return to me. I look around the dimly lit hall again. I know this mansion well, because I'm... The clock on the second floor begins chiming wildly like it did 10 days ago. When I make my way to it, it stops, almost as if it has a will of its own. That's right, this grandfather clock. I think a skilled ancestor of the Kaijo family crafted it. That one chisel may have been used to make it. That's right, inside the clock. I open the door and stick my hand inside. My fingers brush something hard. Taking it out, I realize it's a voice recorder. I press the play button. It's a man's voice, a voice I know all too well. It's my voice. I decided to leave this record behind in case something should happen. The doll may dispose of any files or documents. I'm banking on her overlooking a piece of technology. As I listen, I start to remember recording this. I'd done it right before I received the mark from Mary. Now, where should I begin? It started 5 years ago, 2 years after I became Kaijo family head. My sister Seiya and I found the doll in a wood box while sorting the warehouse. The moment I broke the seal and saw her, I could sense something sinister, but it took a while longer to fully understand what she truly is. If only there had been records. But great-grandfather who sealed her didn't leave any before his early death. Well, your grandfather sounds like an asshole. Because of that, his descendants weren't told about the doll. Again, because he was an asshole. I managed to learn the doll had been loaned to an army lab during the war. A strange old man who lived in an underground shelter told me. Then I went overseas to try and get more information on the doll. But I soon got into an accident while away and was presumed missing. So Seiya became the new family head. I wasn't able to contact her until after she had inherited the title. It wasn't something worth contesting, so I explained everything and had her keep up the facade that I was missing. Public records still stated Masamune Kaijo was very much alive, of course. I couldn't have used my passport or license otherwise. I'm off topic, sorry. I only just returned to the country last week. Other psychics abroad all agreed it would be bad to leave the doll be. A Nejibutsu inside the doll still suppressed its curse power, but I realized that it was almost at its limits. If I left it alone, it would crumble. Then, it'd be impossible to suppress the curse power of the doll. That was the worst case scenario. But what was to be done? The answer I came up with was to remove the Nejibutsu from the doll temporarily. Its impurity would be cleansed after a month stored in a pure area, and then I'll place it back in the doll. If I succeed, the doll's power will be sealed for a few more decades. But the problem is that 1 month, I have no idea what kind of curse will be released when the doll's unsealed. I'll do what I can to prevent disaster. You're telling me you couldn't make another one? And then just hand it to a monk to, like, do his little purity shit to it and just swap them? But my power can't be compared to the Nejibutsu. I can't guarantee anything. There may be victims again, like the tragedy 50 years ago. But this is a necessary evil. It must be done in order to prevent even more people from falling victim. After this, I disassembled the doll and removed the Nejibutsu. I pray everything goes according to plan, and the worst of evil is avoided. I hope the record isn't needed. But if the one listening to this has a loved one who's fallen victim to the curse, then I'm very sorry. The record ends there. Damn it. I clench my fist so hard my nails dig into my palms. Yes, the voice on the tape was mine, but I'm furious with it. I don't know that person at all. The mark has claimed so many victims over the past month. I even lost my little sister Saya. Was she just another inevitable victim that the voice spoke of? Wonder if this matters. I can't forgive him. Ever since I lost my memories, I've lived as a Kaizo Yoshiki. My blood boils at what Masamune Kaijo did. Kind of weird that that's the end of Chapter 5. 2 months have passed. The occasional cool breeze signals that summer is almost over. I've spent my time putting the case of the mark to rest as best I can. I put Saya to rest by burying the rabbit and contacted the surviving mark bearers. Putting the Buddha statue in place of honor was also one of those tasks. They weren't connected to the mark after all, but I couldn't just leave them there. Plus, there was no way Christie'd keep quiet about the statues. So with her guidance and Yasoka, Daimon, and Banshee's help, I carried the broken statues out of the shelter and returned them to H Shrine. Hold on, I thought Hiru said she would help too. Or was Yasoka's Hiru's last name? But now my memory is completely returned. But I still can't think of myself as Masamune Kaijo. My memories of my past feel more like I'm reading someone else's biography. Legally, I am Masamune. I inherited Kaijo Mansion. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I think I'll consider it a way to pay Saya back for saving me. About Masamune Kaijo. He became head of the Kaijo 7 years ago. Scholarly inclined and introverted, he wasn't the type to be very social. He left all public appearances to Saya Kojo, so not many knew what he looked like. The only photo of him are from small local newspapers. Masamune accidentally uncovered Mary in the family's warehouse 5 years ago. That discovery changed his life. I traveled extensively abroad in order to learn more about Mary. In one country, I got into an accident and fell into a coma for half a year. Even worse, that country proceeded to treat me as an unidentified traveler. I don't know if that was merely my terrible luck or if Mary's curse had something to do with it. When I was finally able to contact home, Sei had already become the new head. The rest was as the tape said. I had no idea that Mary's powers was far greater than I had imagined. All of my efforts to suppress her powers were completely useless. My memories unraveled faster than I thought. How did Mary come to be in the first place? One theory says a doll maker in the 19th century used magic to create her. Another says the spirit of a young girl who died prematurely took up residence in the doll. In the end, it's still a mystery. No one knows what happened to create a doll like that. We only know that each of Mary's owners died tragic deaths. Shortly after the turn of the 20th century, she came to be owned by the head of the Kojos. He either didn't know of the curse or simply didn't believe it. Disaster began befalling the family. Mary gained enough power to become sentient and produce spirits. Then the tragedy in the shelter happened. The seething grudges of the experiment's victims and the Buddha statues. They may have triggered her awakening. Whether Mary's true identity is the fact that remains she altered many people's fates. Mine and the mark bearers included. Speaking of, an update on the surviving mark bearers. Moe Watanabe became a part-time writer for her favorite magazine, OOPA Arts Monthly. She sometimes comes to Kaijo Mansion to interview me about spirits and ghosts. Tsukasa Yoshida is studying every day for middle school exams next year. He bragged in his letter to me about how well he did on the national mock tests. Satoru Mishida brought me a drink like he promised. Seems he thinks about becoming a private detective. He actually asked me if I wanted to join him. Was he serious? I don't know for sure. Shao Nagashima is picking fights, riding his bike, and doing whatever he wants as usual. But recently, out of the blue, I heard he's joined his neighborhood's baseball team. Christy Aramura has started writing an essay exposing all of her past affairs. She's trying to get back into the industry. Suzu Morimiya was able to see her father. Lately, she started asking me for advice about how to get her parents to reconcile. I have no idea if I helped at all, but she says they sometimes have meals together now. Ide Nakimatsu has gone back to surfing the BBS every day, as usual. But what's new is he's been stopping by the city's employment center. I guess he wants to get a steady job to be a role model for Suzu. Oh, best of luck to. A day doesn't go by that I don't see Ai Kashigawa on TV as part of Love and Hero. She sent me a ticket like she promised, but I need to drum up some courage to go to a concert for teens alone at my age. Toa Yasuoka is still working as a fortune teller in Ginza. Apparently she believes I have spiritual powers or something. She keeps sending customers with spirit problems to the mansion. I wish she'd stop. The bitch spends her days working as a researcher while also visiting the shelter. Her and Banshee squabble a lot, but I wish she'd stop complaining to me about it. Shuji Daimon seems to be doing better now, like the weights have lifted off of his chest. He's in the process of convincing officials to publicize the shelter and build a memorial for it. Banshee Ito has returned to his beloved underground shelter. He stops by the mansion sometimes, filling the place with his scent. Of course, he comes to beg me for food. Now then. I finish my break and return to the workbench in the corner of the room. Over the past 2 months, Mary's managed to repair herself. Her power hasn't completely come back yet, but she's still extremely frightening. The Nijibutsu alone won't be enough to continue sealing her powers in the years to come. I must prepare extra spiritual measures. It's taken a long time to get those ready, but today is finally finished. Once everything's complete, I replace the Nijibutsu inside Mary. Finally, it's over. What did we do already? I thought we did do the replacement. I pick Mary up and put her in the wooden box. 5 years. This all started when I opened the lid of this box. Maybe next time put the little info on the outside of the box? Mary stares at me from the depths of the box. I have no idea if she's aware of what's happening right now. But there's no doubt she'll regain her powers when the Nijibutsu wears out decades from now. I'm determined to find a way to destroy this cursed doll before that happens. Until that day. You need to stay asleep, Mary. So, I could be mistaken, but this has 2 sequels. So this has, I forget the other one. I actually haven't played either of them. It's called like NE or N something else. Gallery has been added, data has been saved. That has been saved. Or I'm sorry, not that has been saved. I forget the name of the sequel to it, but as far as I know, it follows a completely different cast of people. And then there is a Deathmark 2. My understanding is that Deathmark 2 follows the other ending for the game. And now, a lot of time has passed. The muted chirping of insects gently drifts along a breeze that enters the mansion. It's cool enough to sleep through the night again. It's clearly autumn after all. I stare out the window at an unchanging scenery without really seeing it. Clouds in the distance rumble with thunder. As if on cue, a chilling wind brushes up against the window pane. I comment because otherwise, it feels like I'm in a dream. It's as if a stranger is speaking. I stare at the leaden sky. Even though I'm resting in a chair, I feel like I'm somewhere far away. When I shift, I see out the corner of my eye the stack of books piled on the desk. Some were pretty difficult to get my hands on, but I don't feel like reading them anymore. I could read all of them, and none will give me any type of clue. That's all I've learned after all this time wasted. The longer I try, the further away it gets. That thing sleeping in the wooden box. I head downstairs to make myself some coffee. Like, in theory, if he hadn't found the box, then they would have been just as fucked. Like, there's a sudden knock on the door. The hollow sound doesn't bring back good memories. It's used to signal the arrival of a new mark bearer to the mansion. But that's in the past now. I swing the door open. Standing in front of me is Moe Watanabe. Is now a good time, mister? Oh, if it isn't, just tell me and I'll leave you alone. Yeah, it's fine. Moe flashes a carefree smile and steps inside with a pep in her step. Just her presence makes the place feel less gloomy. With a start, I realize that Moe isn't my only visitor. I'm sorry for coming without contacting you. Tsukasa, this is rare. Why are you here? It's been a while since we'd met up, so we talked about what happened. And obviously the topic came to you. So I told him that I visit you a lot and that he could come with me. No big deal, right? Of course I don't mind. I was just getting bored. Yeah, I figured as much. You seem the type with time on your hands. I haven't seen them both together since the mark. Moe comes by sometimes for interviews and the like for the Occult magazine. But this is the first time I've seen Tsukasa Yoshida since then. I wasn't really concerned over him, but I'll admit I'm relieved to see he's still alright. I'm glad to see you're well. Have you gotten the chance to relax? I have. But aren't you busy with entrance exams? Do you have time to waste doing this? Breaks are important. As an adult, you should understand that. Yeah, you're right. I glance over to see Moe staring at me. What is it? It's just I'm working hard at my job, too. You don't have anything to say. Trust me, I know you are. You've barreled your way in here several times already. That doesn't sound very encouraging. But no way am I a match for Tsukasa. He works crazy hard. He was first in the recent mock tests. It's only natural. After all, I have a goal. You do. I've never heard him mention it. Or maybe I should say I never expected him to say he has a goal. You have something you're trying to accomplish? My parents were lawyers, so I was thinking of entering the judicial profession, but was thinking, has he changed his mind then? Well, that's a cool dream. Jurassic? So you like dinosaurs too? Tsukasa glares in full. Not Jurassic. Judicial, as in working and dealing with the law. Are you really in high school, Moe? I've never been at a loss for words before. To be honest, now I'm not sure. If possible, I'd like to ask you for your opinion, mister. Is that alright? I don't mind, but I'm kind of surprised. Who thinks Tsukasa would ask me for advice? That incident I was wrapped up in started it. Now I know there are so many incomprehensible things in the world. I'm considering going into science in order to elucidate them. But my parents, I feel that would be difficult to tell them. I see, that's what's going on. It's a serious predicament. You don't seem like someone who has much in the way of work experience, but what do you think I should do? Think it over. It's difficult to say. Everything that happened could just have shaken him up. It might be good to talk it over with his family and think on it before deciding. So, that's what I tell him. I see. It's true I have time. Thank you very much. I feel a bit better now. I have no idea if my advice was really helpful or not, but Tsukasa bows politely to me. Great, you good now? Your future's bright, unlike the old guy here, so don't worry about it. That's not true. I'm sure he also has a bright... They both look at me. Nope, can't picture it. But that's what makes him approachable, so he's good to vent to at least. But there's definitely are things that only he can do. Honestly, I can't think of any myself. I can make a good pot of coffee, but that's not really what they're talking about. I mean, there's that doll. Tsukasa falls silent. It seems my expression gave me away. Have you not made much progress? Nothing I can share at the moment. I've researched everything I can. Mary's true identity is as elusive as smoke. I still haven't managed to find clues. So I'm taking a bit of a break right now. I'm glossing over it. But to be honest, any sort of tension has vanished. My rest hasn't relaxed me. I'm more like I'm in a balloon that's lost all its air. If I was risking my life and facing death every day, it might be different, but right now, my determination to move forward that I had back then is gone. That's so. I'm sorry I had no idea. Then it might be best for you to rest and relax a bit. How about a trip to improve your mood? You might get a good idea. I'm about to reply to that when there's another knock on the door. Who could that be? Yes, who is it? Moe calls out playfully like she lives here and skips over to answer the door. I'm coming in. The brusque voice belongs to the ex-detective Satoru Mishida. Huh? Mr. Mishida, where are you here? Did you come to see us? Mo is clearly excited, but Tsukasa is collected as he bows politely. I'm in your debt for your help back then. Still, I'm surprised. I didn't think we'd be able to meet here. Mishida gives an annoyed shake of his head. I'm the one asking why you're here. Damn, we're going in circles now. Don't lie. I know you're happy to see us. You're always hiding your feelings. Oh, but what a huge coincidence. We've got everyone from the Hanahiko case back together again. This is totally destiny. I feel conflicted seeing her innocent smile. Everyone's happy after such a horrific event, then maybe it'll fade quickly to memory. Everyone, huh? In that case, one person, no, one being is missing. As he mutters, he glances at the spot in the room. It would be best to change the subject. So, where are you here? I have something to ask you first. He answers me with a question, like usual. Yoshiki, you told me that fortune teller about my office, didn't you? Does he mean Towoko Yasuka? Yeah, I might have come up while I was talking to her about Mary. Why'd you have to go and do that? Now I'm drowning under investigation requests. Wait, does that mean... Are you a private eye, Mr. Mishida? Moe butts in, her eyes shining. She's not timid, I'll grant you that. Wow, I guess you'd be pretty good at that. Oh, if you get an interesting job, bring me along with you. Even Mishida can only blink at her innocence. And this is exactly why it's annoying. Still, when I think about it, Mishida's complaints don't make much sense. How could he be disadvantaged by my sharing, or by my sharing his info with Hisoka, who's incredibly famous? He himself said he was drowning under requests. I only told her about your office. What's wrong with that? Getting job requests is good, isn't it? What detective hates too many requests? Plus, he's only just started. Even if he's insanely talented, there's no way he's already overwhelmed. It depends on what your request is about. The one I just got is the worst. Did he just hesitate, Mishida? It's your fault that this happened. So, Yoshiki? Yes? I'm going to have you help me. Help you? Wait a minute. What are we talking about here? Can't you guess based on the context? I believe he's telling you he wants your help with a detective job. Wow, I can't really picture him working as a private eye, though. Now, if he were to investigate a supernatural phenomenon, that would be Wait, don't tell me. This worst request ever that you got. We all hold our breath as we stare at Mishida. Exactly. Spirit might be involved. It's a good opportunity. This is what I heard from that old fortune teller. Okay, so it does include the DLC. No, this is totally for real, I swear. I think I saw something real bad on that Love Hotel street the other day. You heard about the Red Riding Hood girl. The rumor that people disappeared after entering that Love Hotel in K-City. On rainy days, the girl stands by the road like she's trying to get customers. Anyone who goes in the hotel with her ends up missing. And here's the kicker. Eventually, they're found, but their heads are so messed up, they can't even remember their names. Some end up dying in the hospital, and others jump in front of trains. I totally forgotten when I was walking around at night the last time it rained. And there was a girl in a red raincoat there, so I thought I'd chat her up. But when I got close to her... Tell me, are you... She suddenly started whispering to me. I got real creeped out, so I bolted. No, I'm seriously glad she didn't follow me. Thinking back on it, something was odd. It wasn't raining that hard, but she was the only one who was soaked from head to toe. Later I realized that the raincoat was probably soaked with blood. That's all I was told. I'm sorry, but I must say that sounds like a simple ghost story. The rainy shopping district and the red raincoat rather suspicious. Mashita ignores Tsukasa's looking straight at me instead. It's enough to make me concerned. I'll leave the rest to you, Yoshiki. You're coming with me. I'm bogged down with my other cases. I don't have time to spare. It's your fault that old lady brought this to me. So you need to take responsibility. But... come on. You can help him out a little. I'll help too. The editorial department might have some info on a case like this. And your investigation needs an assistant, right? Did you learn nothing, Miss Moe? Isn't this what put you in danger last time? Last time? Those words draw my eyes immediately to a certain spot. She's not here anymore. The same thing won't happen. I can't. But somewhere deep in my heart, I'm anxious. Don't worry yourself. It's more likely it's just a lie. A bunch of it sounds like it was made up. That's why it's such a pain to have an absurd request like this brought to me. Mashita's right. It's highly likely the whole story was made up. If I had to point out anything concerning about it, it's pretty detailed for just a rumor, and it leaves the same kind of impression as a rumor of real spirits. But it's better to be safe than sorry. If it does end up true, then we need to act now, yeah? Okay, I'll do it. Hope you're ready. We better get... No, I'm going alone. What? No way. This isn't fair. I knew she'd complain, but I can't put her in harm's way. Listen, Moe, I need you to search for info. I've got no way to research these rumors, but you have access to a lot more than me. Use your position to gather information. Really hate sitting out and watching you do everything. But if that's how I can help best, then that's what I'll do. If you find anything out, though, tell me, okay? I promise. It's settled. Mashita takes out a notebook, rips out the pages, and hands it to me. The address of the hotel masquerade is abandoned now, though. Meet there at 8 tomorrow night. 8 p.m.? I have to go at a specific time? The client set the time. The old lady said she'd call in help, so it's probably a scheduling thing. I don't have a handle on this alone, then. Plus, this is Yosoka. I'm sure she has some kind of plan in mind. Well then, I need to get on my other cases. Shida turns on his heel and vanishes out the front door. Excuse me. But he's just as suddenly back. What's wrong? Weren't you leaving? Nothing, just realized it's a little late for kids to be wandering around outside. Mashida calls out to the other two. Hey, you two, I'll drive you back, so hurry up and get in the car. Oh, is that okay? Then I'll take you up on that. I agree, it's pretty late. Sorry to trouble you. Well then, mister, we'll be going. The rhythmic ticking of the grandfather clock echoes through the hall. How long has it been since those three went home? I sit and mull over what Mashida told me. I have a bad feeling about this. It's perfectly reasonable to believe that it's just rumors, a normal case even. But the more I think about it, the more I'm doubting it. I avert my eyes from the sofa. I succinctly ask its absent master a question, but of course there's no way she'd reply. The next evening. I get ready to leave my room with heavy steps. The clock says it's 6 on the dot. Still early for the meet-up time. I guess unconsciously, I'm a little impatient. I'm already ready. There's no reason to wait here at the mansion. Guess I'll go. I'll just kill time there if I'm early. I'll learn the truth in and out. It'll be quick. I turn the car key. My mood improves somewhat. New info has been added to the spirit file. Rumor of Red Riding Hood. Okay, let's save. Let's go ahead and we'll get the other ending just to see what differences there are, and then we'll continue from this spot probably tomorrow. But let's go ahead and load up that previous. Okay, we'll start the recording from here. We'll just go with the other option just to see what he says. It had to be done. It had to be done. Kaizo Yoshiki, but I'm also Masamune Kujo. I understand why he felt as if he had to do that. It was his fate. The Kaijo family was forever linked to that cursed doll. Two months have passed. The occasion's cool breeze signals the summer is almost over. I've spent my time putting the case of the mark to rest best as I can. I put Seiya to rest by burying the rabbit and contacted the surviving mark bearers. Okay, we did all this. Putting the Buddha statue in place of honor was also one of those tasks. They weren't connected to the mark after all, but I couldn't just leave them there. Plus, there was the way Christie'd keep quiet about the statue. So, with her guidance and Yosoka, Diamond, and Banshee's help. So yeah, even the what was her name? The fortune teller fucking helped, but not the scientist. Carried the broken statue out of the shelter and returned it to H Shrine. In the process, I discovered that the cannon soldier was nowhere to be found. Hiru's body is also missing. Where'd they go? It remains a mystery. By now, my memory is completely returned. Things didn't quite go as originally planned, but at least the danger is past. I don't think my decision as Masamune Kaijo was wrong. But at times, waves of powerlessness and dependency overwhelm me. When I think of the Mark's victims, of Seiya and the Mark bearers, my chest hurts. I want to do something for them as they new head of the Kaijo family. About the memories I regained, became the Kaijo family head 7 years ago. I'll admit I was a bit of a recluse. I left the public appearances of Seiya, preferred to stay out of the spotlight. The only photos of me are from small local newspapers. I uncovered Mary by accident in the family's warehouse 5 years ago. It was a discovery that changed my life. I traveled extensively abroad in order to learn about Mary. In one country, I got into an accident and fell into a coma for half a year. Even worse, the country proceeded to treat me as if I was an unidentified traveler. I don't know if that was merely my terrible luck or if Mary's curse had something to do with it. When I was finally able to contact home, Seiya had already become the new head. The rest was as the tape said. I had no idea that Mary's power was far greater than I had imagined. All of my efforts to suppress her power were completely useless. My memories unraveled faster than I thought. How did Mary come to be in the first place? One theory is that a doll maker in the 19th century used magic to create her. Another says that the spirit of a young girl who died prematurely took up residence in the doll. In the end, it's still a mystery. No one knows what happened to create the doll like that. We only know that each of Mary's owners died tragic deaths. Shortly after the turning of the 20th century, she came to be owned by the head of the Kaijos. He either didn't know of the curse or simply didn't believe it. Disasters began to befall the family. Mary gained enough power to become sentient and produce spirits. Then the tragedy of the shelter happened. The seething grudge of the experiment's victims and the Buddha statues. They may have triggered her awakening. Whatever Mary's true identity is, the fact remains that she altered many people's fates, mine and the Mark bearers included. Speaking of, an update on the surviving Mark bearers. Became a part-time writer, so this is all the same. I feel like this would probably be more long-term, like, nice to know if, like, all of my people died. After he helped clear out the statue, Sojo Daimon condition worsened and he's hospitalized. I think he worked himself too hard. Banshee Ito gave up on living in that shelter after everything that happened. He still treks down there occasionally to pray to Hiro. Or for Hiro. Yeah, I kind of feel like this would have definitely been more interesting if I had done like a full playthrough where all of my people died. But I didn't want to run through this shit twice. All the Mark bearers who became victims, all for the sake of the terror Mary sought. Whenever I remember them, my chest aches, and I can't help but think, is it possible? Do they bear a dark grudge against me for surviving? I'm so sorry. How many times have I murmured that useless and meaningless apology? But I've become more determined each time. All I can do now is make sure that the tragedy never happens again. For that, I need to hurry my preparations for putting the Nijibutsu inside Mary. The Nijibutsu alone won't be enough to continue sealing her power in the years to come. I must prepare extra spiritual measures. It takes a long time to get those ready, but today is finally finished. Did the mansion just lose power? What's going on? What is this feeling? My arm, it's burning. Why is the mark? What's happening? Calm down. I need to calm down. First, I need to get a grasp on my situation. That's how I've survived this long. A horribly familiar noise echoes in the hall. There you are. Okay, so maybe this isn't what leads into Death Mark 2. No. Because I don't know if that's going to override. Hey, want to hit up the karaoke place? Is it restarting or the new Love and Hero song is out? That is why I remember Love and Hero. Not feeling up to it today. That story creeped me out earlier. Do you want to hear it? Sure. You remember Miss Yamaguchi? She wears those big glasses. I heard she's gone missing. What? No one knows where she is. Nope, she just disappeared. Just up and poof from the light. Oh, I think it just restarted the game. Yeah. Okay, that's kind of weird. Oh, New Game Plus. What's the point of New Game Plus? Just to try to get the other endings? Also, that does kind of add up. If Seiya is dead, then who turned the light on and unlocked the door for him? Okay, everyone. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the game here for tonight. But I'll load up one of the shorter games I got off of itch. So just 1 second.